Back Row Ministry, the world premiere, Mr. Motley coming back at you live and direct. So, we always talk about deaths and ritualistic deaths. Um, we've talked about a few over the last couple of months. And prior to the NFL football season beginning again, we have another ritualistic death. And this time, a 24-year-old man has been taken for the upcoming football season. A lot of times people say, oh, well, that's just coincidence and all this, yada, yada, yada. But let's bring some common sense to coincidence. So, this is a story about Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins fatally struck down by a dump truck on Florida highway. Fatally struck down by a dump truck on the Florida highway. So, Dwayne Haskins, the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, he was a 2018 Heisman Trophy finalist. Remember, he played for Ohio State. Was struck and killed by a dump truck Saturday morning while trying to cross a highway on foot in South Florida. So, possibility, yes. If you've been to South Florida, you know there's a lot of major streets around certain resorts, parks. There's a lot of major highways. So it can be, you got to cross streets a certain way in South Florida. You have to do that. Because, it can become very, very dangerous sometimes. But for the most part, they have crosswalks, they have everything in place. But they're saying Dwayne Haskins, a 24-year-old man, he just does not know how to cross the street right. And he didn't look both ways before he crossed the street and just so happened to run in front of a dump truck. That's what they're trying to sell us. So, Haskins, who had resigned with the Steelers, he resigned with the Steelers. And let's look at when he was resigned. Haskins signs with Steelers. Let's see if we get that report first. So Dwayne Haskins signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers on January 21st, 2021. January 21st. At this time, he was 23 when he met with the Steelers for a one-year deal. So if he signed with the Steelers January 21st, his deal would have been up January 21st, 2022. So he would have played, I don't know if they restructured or what they did when January 22nd came. I'm not sure. But it's a one-year deal he signed on the 21st. They must have signed him again after that. But the first time he resigned was January 21st, 2021. All right. So, of course, we're going to look the dates before, prior to. So, for 419, from January 1/21. This thing want to do its own thing. So from 1/21 to the date of the accident, which is 4/9. Let's see if we get any numbers in that. 4/9. That is approximately 443 days. So from the time he signed, 1/21 to the time of his death, it was 443 days. So of course we like to make a check and see, make sure this number's not prime. So 443. It is a prime number. So 443 is the 86 prime number. 443 is the 86 prime number. So let's remember that. So we see Dwayne Haskins re-signed. He signed with the Steelers on January 21st, 2021. And also from the time he signed, we can also do 1/21/22 to the date of his death. It was approximately 78 days later. So the anniversary of him resigning. The contract was supposed to end in 121, and he died 78 days after that. So 111, 11 weeks, 1 day. You see the 111. That's time. Time is 111. I don't think 78 is prime, but we always check to see. We want to see if we got additional prime numbers. So 78 is also prime. So 78 is 12. It's a triangular number, so it's a 12th triangular number. Okay. So Dwayne. All right, so we got Dwayne Haskins, fatally struck by a dump truck, age 24, crossing Interstate 595, and we'll look at that. And this is near Fort Lauderdale. You've been a lottie-dottie. We like to party. Okay. And remember, Haskins was working out with some Steelers teammates as captured in Instagram story from Haskins Steelers running back Najee Harris. So he was out there with his teammates practicing. So, why is this a ritual? Who is it a ritual for? Well, first things first, it would be a ritual, of course, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are a professional American football team based in Pittsburgh, of course. The Steelers compete in the National Football League, which we know. And the team was founded in 1933. And they're the 7th oldest franchise in NFL history. So this is old franchise. So July 11, 1933 was 88 years ago. This team is 88 years old. 88 years old. So from, we say the upcoming anniversary, and you can do this anyway. It doesn't matter which way you do it. It's going to give you the same number. 728 to the time of his death. That was 110 days. It's going to be 110 days. Or 3 months, 19 days. So, and you can look at it, 4922 to 728. It's going to be 110 days. After, whereas it's going to be 110 days after, before the anniversary, this Dwayne Haskins situation pops off. As always, we want to check to make sure the number's not prime. 110, which is not a prime number. All right. All right. So, why is this important? Why is this important? Who is the ritual for? So we know it's for the Steelers, but who else is it for? So, something very, very important happened a couple of days, well, about a month or so prior to this event. And this is what took place. Mitchell Trubisky signs with the Steelers in latest NFL quarterback domino. So Mitchell Trubisky, of course, former Chicago Bears quarterback, signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Trubisky moved over to the Steelers. And at the time of his signing, Mitchell Trubisky was 27-year-old. So 27-year-old Trubisky agreed to a 2-year, $14.25 million deal to the Steelers. So, starter in the aftermath of Ben Roethlisberger's retirement. So, think about this. You got Dwayne Haskins that you signed in. This is a rookie guy, 24. You go out and get Mitchell Trubisky to be the starter over Haskins. So, you know you're going to have a quarterback competition. You had to have re-signed Haskins because his contract ended that year, but did you re-sign the contract? That's another thing we got to look to see. But you just signed Trubisky, and this took place on March 14, 2022. So let's do our numbers before we get into the gematria of all this. So from 3/14 So from 314 to the time of Dwayne's death, which is 4/9, it's a span of 26 days. It's a span of 26 days from that time. So that's 26 days later. 26 days later. So 26, of course, we know is what we call the God number, meaning that put God in here, you're going to get the number 26. You're also going to get the number 55. You're also going to get the number 10. So kind of quarterbacks are viewed as the gods of the team. So 26, 55, and 10. So let's take the God number. We're also going to take Mitch, because they don't call him Mitchell. A lot of times they call him Mitch Trubisky. I want to do it over with just the Mitch Trubisky part. Okay, we got those numbers. We're also going to take something else I'm going to throw in here. Mitch Trubisky is going to take sacrifice. Sacrifice. And specifically a blood sacrifice. So we know we got shaming rituals, kind of like what Will Smith went through. Then we got blood sacrifices. So blood sacrifice 121. 121 is the square root of 11. 67. 67, of course, is the 19th prime number. Got 257 and 86. And we'll look at 257 real quick. 257 is the 55th prime number. So you see how we coming back to this 55, blood sacrifice. 257, the 55th prime number. See how we coming back to it? So they're telling you what type of Pacific sacrifice this was for this team. So right now, I think the Steelers have 7 titles. They're going for their 8th championship. 8, 49, 31, 86, 23. So we'll keep that around. All right, so let's make this ritual make some sense. Let's take this ritual and we're going to make it make a little sense. So Dwayne is 27. See how Dwayne is 27? Dwayne is 27. So let's throw Dwayne. Remember now, Mitchell Trubisky is 27 years old. So I don't want y'all to forget that. Trubisky, 35, 55. Remember that. Dwayne is a Haskins. See how Haskins is 27. See how the energy is connecting. See how they're connecting that 27 energy. Haskins 27. Dwayne 27. Dwayne is 27 in 2 different ciphers. Dwayne dead at 24. And we don't need that one anymore, but all right, so remember in our story, Trubisky, 27-year-old Trubisky, 27-year-old Trubisky agrees to a 2-year deal. So he's 27 years old. Okay? And it goes back to excuse me. Goes back to Haskins being 27. See how he tied those energies together? Trubisky is 55. Trubisky is 55. God is 55. See how Trubisky is the new God for the Steelers, replacing Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger, of course, retires. So 55, 55 going that way. Excuse me, guy. Okay. So let's bring in the dump truck. He was hit by a dump truck because I guess he don't know how to cross the street. Hit by a dump truck 213. 213 is not prime. 192, 66, 87. So of course we see if we find anything that vibrates with that. So seeing no vibrations from that. So let's take dump truck by itself. Got hit by a dump truck. He doesn't know how to cross the street. Dump truck 53 to 16 prime. Dump truck 37. Dump truck 127. We know 127 is the 31st prime number. See how 127 is the 31st prime number? So 127, 31. 8 or 8. Going for the 8 championship is 31. Trying to make that run for the title. So 8 is 31. So this will be that 8th title. If they get to the title game or win this championship, this will be the 8th title or title number 8 for them. 8, 31, 127, as we said, is the 31st prime. All right. So remember we had 443. That was 443 days after he had signed his contract on 121, which is 86. Let's go back in our ritual. See how blood sacrifice is 86? See blood sacrifice 86. Remember we said Haskins. So Haskins signs his contract. Go to my date calculator again for those who ain't paying attention to how we tie these sacrifices together. On 121, 21. So he signed a contract on 121-21 that should have expired on 2/21/21. So that's telling a 2/21/22. So did he extend? We don't know. Did he extend the contract? But he would have battled to be the starter. That would have caused problems because is Haskins a better quarterback than Trubisky? Yeah. Arm strength wise, the ability to scramble, both quarterbacks share. If you play Madden, you know Trubisky is a good scrambling quarterback. He doesn't have a lot of arm strength, but his strength is that he can scramble. He can get out the pocket. He can get up the field. He can get you first downs. He can get you touchdowns. He's a threat with his legs. So he got 2 quarterbacks now who will be a threat with their legs. Look at Thursday, January 21st, 2021. It was a date with 27 date numerology. You see that? Going back to Trubisky 27. How we're bringing that energy in. So this whole thing to get Trubisky had already been picked to be still a starting quarterback. Don't think for 1 minute that this is not scripted. This whole thing was scripted. Who would be the blood sacrifice? Who would be the next god of the Steelers? Remember, the Steelers are known for these godlike quarterbacks. And we going right back to the number 27, 27-year-old Mitchell Trubisky. This brother signed on a date with 27 numerology, then blood sacrificed 443 days later, 4/9/22, 4/4/3. 2 months and 19 days following him signing his contract. 1 year, 78 days. So let's take all these numbers. We're going to throw every one of them we see in here. So we're going to throw in a 1 year, 78 days, which is 178. That's not prime. We'll take the 219. That's not prime. So our prime number is the 443 from this part of the ritual. So we got 14 months, 19 days. We'll take that. We'll also take this 632, which could be 263. But we'll keep it 632. We're gonna take every number from the time he signed and put it in the calculator. And then this last one, 1419. We'll take them all, no matter how big, and throw them in the calculator. Yeah, so 1419. So our number is 443, like we said, 443. It's the only prime out of this, and it's the 86 prime. And we know 443 from the work we just did is the number for is the blood sacrifice. So blood sacrifice is 121. Look at blood sacrifice. 121. January 21st. Blood sacrifice, 86. 8 title, 86. So this is a story that might be looming that they got big plans for the Steelers. Not just big plans, but championship plans for the Steelers. That the Steelers are willing to sacrifice somebody that signed a contract, because you know it's like signing a contract with the devil. Once you sign a contract, you belong to these people. And that goes back to Dwayne Haskins. Signing that contract with the Steelers. And I'm going to keep this up, so because people will say, oh, no, that's not true, Mark. No, it doesn't make any sense. And he signed that 1-year deal. And that happened on January 21st for the skeptics, 2021, 121. So we see how they tied all that energy in. And when he signed this, he was 23 years old. He was 23 years old. So let's go Dwayne Haskins. A May dude. So he died a couple of days before his birthday. His birthday is May the 3rd. So he died from his last birthday, 341 days from prior to his last birthday, this when this killing took place, because that's what it was. And I don't think this brother's dumb enough to cross the street when a dump truck is coming. So it's 341 days, or 11 months, 6 days, 116. I don't think that's prime. But we look at all our numbers. Okay. And prior to, before, he died 24 days before his birthday. How old was Dwayne Haskins? His birthday, May the 3rd, 2022 to April 9th. So from April 9th to May the 3rd, 2022 is 24 days. 3 weeks and 3 days, which is 33. So you also got 33 inside of this. When were the Pittsburgh Steelers established? Well, let's go back. Let's go back to when the Steelers were established, for those first season, 1933. Oh, how convenient that he dies 33 days while playing for a team that was established in 1933. Well, how convenient. He dies 24 days before his birthday. Oh, how convenient with that. He was 24 years old. Wow. Well, I guess guys just randomly run out in front of dump trucks at age 24 because they don't know how to look both ways before they cross the street. And, of course, with his speed, he can't outrun a dump truck. You see how they do it? Do you see how they do it? So, Trubisky born August 20th, 1994. Okay, August 20th, 1994. So from his birthday So from Trubisky's birthday, which is going to be upcoming. So now we can go both ways. So from August. Yeah, hold up. Did I just miss something? I know it's August the 20th. So from his birthday to him getting hit by this truck was approximately 33 weeks, 1 day, 331. Then we got 232 days. So 232 days after Trubisky's birthday, Haskins is hit by a truck. Trubisky becomes the starter and the new god of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's not prime. So 232, 331, 33 days, or 7 months, 20 days, or 207. All right, so I want you to hear what I just said. 207. If you say 7 months and 20 days, 207. Remember what we said in numerology. In numerology, the zero does not exist. So it's not 7 months, 2 days, it's 72. 207, if you take 20 days, 7 months, 207, it's 27. 20 days, 7 months. So it'd be 27. Because remember, if you take it this way, 720, which is not prime, but remember, there is no zeros in numerology. So that's 72. And if you take it 20 and 7, or 207, there are no zeros, so it's 27. So you see what they did? Just remove the zero. In a Fibonacci-like sequence, you always remove that zero. And when you come back to what we were saying, Haskins 27. So 200 or 7 months. So the way they did it, 7 months, 20 days, which is 72. You can do it either way. You're going to come out with the same thing. Dwayne 72. 7 months and 2 days. 7 months and 20 days is 72. Dwayne 72. 7 months and 20 days after Trubisky's birthday. Dwayne 72 was sacrificed for Trubisky, the new god, 26. He's the new god. Trubisky 35, 55. God 55 of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's put our Steelers number in here. This is what they do to young men. This is what you sign your children up for. This is what you're prepping your children to sign a contract with a bunch of blood demons to play NFL football. This is what you want for your family, so you can drive around in a Tesla and a Mercedes-Benz and a BMW. He got a house for his mother, and then they took her son's life for a football ritual. Steelers 103. 103. The goddamn 27th prime. 103 to 27 prime. 3111, like we talked about the 31 piece. 12111. Blood sacrifice. Sacrifice itself 2162. But you see how the 27 that in this ritual? Pitch the Steelers 103 to 27 damn prime. Dwayne Haskins 27. Dwayne 27. All the 27 in this ritual. All the 27. Dead 33 days before his birthday. Pittsburgh Steelers 81, 243, 108. Take Pittsburgh by itself. Let's add Pittsburgh in there by itself. 58. And then a funny thing that I saw, and you know that these guys are selected and pre-chosen, from LeBron to the Durant's. All these guys are chosen for what they're going to do. Quarterback, 45-72. Quarterback, 45-72. See how Dwayne is 72? See how Dwayne is 27-45. I thought I saw with Trubisky. Let's put his full name in. Mitchell. I had that full name in this video. All right, so Mitchell Trubisky, 72. Remember his birthday, 7 months and 20 days before the death of Dwayne Haskins. 7 months and 20 days. See how Mitchell Trubisky is 207? See how Mitchell Trubisky is 207. See how Mitchell Trubisky is 72? This for doubters and naysayers who always say, oh, no, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do things like that. He just didn't see the dump truck come. Grown man who's a football player with speed out of control, can't see a damn dump truck coming. Trubisky's birthday, 8/20. 7 months and 20 days. 7 months and 20 days. Reverse that to 207, the reflection, as above, so below. You know who's running the show. This is what you're signing your children up to. Blood sacrifices. Mitchell Trubisky, 207-72. This is not, they killed a black man for a Caucasian male. Because they want him to be the God. They want him to be the God of the team. Him to be the new face. And that was the sacrifice for Trubisky's career, killing off this brother. But we always in line to sign our children up for this foolishness and this nonsense. Because I need a car. I need a house. At what price? How much do they have to show that they do not care about you at all? You become expendable access for blood sacrifices whenever they need to make a blood sacrifice. So we got another young man who just wanted to play football, thinking it's an innocent sport, not knowing what he was getting himself into at 24 years old. And then the mockery of killing him. Like we said, his birthday was coming. His birthday is a couple of days before mine. A couple of days after, my fault, but 5/3. Go to 2022. The boy's birthday was 24 days before they killed him. And if you don't think that this ain't planned, 24 days before his birthday, at 24, he dies. 3 weeks and 3 days, 33 for a team playing associated with a team with 30 that was start on 1933. And then it was something else I saw. And I'm going to see if I can find it. It was another story. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. And I want to find it so badly. And see how he got the 10 jersey on, 55 to 10th prime. But it was another one. I probably can't find it. But it's a picture that I saw with Trubisky. He signs a contract. And he's sitting on a picture. He's next to the hat that says 1933. But I'm probably not going to be able to find that specific picture and find that. But let me see in images. Because sometimes they put it in an image. But see how they got them together? You see how they got Mitchell Trubisky signs with Steelers. Now, what I put in as a search is Mitchell Trubisky signs with Steelers. Did I put anything about Dwayne Haskins in here? Did I put anything about Dwayne Haskins? So why is it that they got these guys side by side if they weren't relating them to a ritual at some point? Because I'm not looking up Dwayne Haskins. I'm focusing on Mitchell Trubisky. But they're telling you what they've done. They've sacrificed this brother for this man's career because they want Mitchell Trubisky to be the next god, quarterback god coming out of this new class. And Trubisky was born and bred to do this. He was born and bred to do this. He was born and bred to do it. So, this is what it's all about. I can't find that picture I was looking for. But this young man here is dead because they want this man here to be the new God. And he's the new God and face of the Pittsburgh Steelers. August 20th, age 27. We see the ritual. Age 27. Up the road from Pittsburgh in Mentor. If you know Ohio, Cleveland, Mentor, all that spot, he right up the road from Pittsburgh. So he a Pittsburgh. He can go either way. This is what it's about. This guy. Back row ministry, the world premiere. Another young man bites the dust so they can create their new God.